I can admit I wear my heart on my sleeves, and I dare someone to try to touch me or mine. I'll kill you with a smile on my face. And I mean, I know allegedly needed. But like when it comes down, like I've been depressed. I had my fair share of shit through the past years. It's like damn, I really wish I had my brother here to talk to. I wish I had my cousin Chuck. He's gone. I don't have him to talk to. You know what I'm saying? We're taught, like you said, we either get, it's either you get hit with the facts or you get like, oh, this happened, whatever, this is what you do, move on. It's not that simple. I could have been killed a few years ago, me and a whole lot of other people in a very bad, toxic situation. But I'm here from that. But I didn't know anybody that has survived something like that. That's very traumatizing to have to go through that alone in a way, with people just still nitpicking about certain stories about you, like trying to figure out and not knowing the whole truth. That daunts you. It stays with you. Because now you carry that blame, and who can you share that with? Because you're gonna feel like a burden if you bring it to someone else, and you're gonna feel like a bitch if you go to another female about it. Because you're too busy thinking about how they'll take it in response. But I feel like if you can open up yourself as a man and allow yourself to be vulnerable for a moment, then you're already healing in a sense, because that's where it goes. That first step, like when you want to perform in front of someone, dance in front of someone, like you pick and choose who you want to dance and perform in front of, right? But when you finally say, all right, I'm gonna do this, or Dre, hey yo, let me hit the studio with you. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna sing. That first step is the biggest part to healing. I'm not saying like a know-it-all. I'm just saying it because I've had a lot of loss in my family. I've had a lot of just rough times. So I get it. And yeah, like, sometimes you feel some type of way having that, I'm not gonna touch you, but having that like bro, it's okay. Like that can make you feel like, yo, relax. You know what I'm saying? I could personally say, bro, like I'm man enough to cry about something. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still man enough to get back up and kick it in the ass and keep going. And I feel like you have to have that healthy balance of that.
See, I feel I can't do that, like the crying thing, because I mostly see it as, I got 2 sisters, younger. I can't let, to me, all right, to me,
right.
Crying is like a certain sign of weakness, and I can't let my sisters see that.
No, I don't mean like you don't have to cry in front of someone. Like, you can just let it out yourself in your own time.
Yeah, and someone had told me, like, listen, man, every man sometimes just have a good cry, and then the part of me is like when I'm alone, I'm like, damn, I want to, I'm feeling a certain way, but it just won't. It doesn't come out. It doesn't work. It doesn't happen.
Okay, but even you accepting that you feel like you need to and not being able to, that's still a big step too. Like you're embracing that. Like, damn, like I wish I could do this right now, but something is physically stopping me from doing it. So when it does happen, you can accept like, okay, you can be like, damn, I hate that I'm crying, but like I needed this. So like, I would definitely be strong for my people. I'm not gonna say I'm just gonna go hide and cry in public. One thing I was taught after my cousin Chuck passed, who I looked to as a big brother, right? One of my uncles, he came up to me, he's like, you gotta be strong, man, you gotta be strong for the women. I said, who gonna be strong for us, Unc? This is like my big brother, who gonna be strong for us?
Hey,
and he didn't have a response. Right. And after the funeral, he got back to me, he was like, you know what, you're absolutely right. But until we get that answer, you just gotta keep doing what you're doing. So if you hurting, hurt, but don't let it keep you there. So, who's gonna look out for us? That's the biggest question, because you can get someone that may understand what you're going through or have an idea, but they just don't know how to physically express to you a way to do this because they're not comfortable doing it with another man. Like they do it to their daughters, their nieces, their children. Sometimes not even to their own sons, you know what I mean? Just like toughen up, man. Don't be a bitch. Come on. Like shit happens. You scrape a knee, get up. Now if it's like an injury or something, oh yeah, I'm gonna be hard on my kids. But like if it's something that's really, I'm gonna let my kids know, like, yo, you need a moment to take one. Don't be afraid to. Like a friend of mine right now, a friend of mine right now, she's going through something, I don't know what it is, and I let her know, I'm like, yo, you need an ear to bend? I'm right here. I'm not trying to just get in your pants, not trying to do none of that. Like, I try to be genuine, because sometimes the people that you wish would have told you certain things, you now have to tell the other people yourself. So it just depends on if you're willing to, put that shit out there so you can be healing. Like, there was a long time where I was living on campus and didn't want to come out my dorm room because of something that happened. And the one day I did, I heard so many people talking about me, looking at me a type of way. Well, they don't know me. You know what I'm saying? It was painful. Like, growing up in New York, I've been bullied from 1st grade to 5th grade. By the time I hit puberty, that shit stopped. I've had my fair share of being jumped, rocked, mollywopped, and all of that shit. I started fighting back, learning how to fight for real. Who's gonna look out for me? You gotta look out for yourself too. But you gotta understand it's okay to be vulnerable in certain situations. That's where I feel like the healing process begins.
It all depends on who you got in your corner.
That too.
Because
fuck around, you got Snake in your corner too.
What era did your parents grow up in? Because you got some people, parents that didn't grow up, that grew up in the older era where it's all tough love, toughen up,
oh, yeah,
get up. 100%. No matter what happened, no matter what happens, you got to toughen up. It don't matter what you're going through, toughen up. You'll be all right. You got to look out for yourself. Ain't nobody else going to look out for you but the people who love you. And then when you think you can or can't talk to them, then you got to look out for yourself.
But that's where you.
But that's really a good lesson, though.
It is, but that's also where you're able to pick and choose. No one is the exact composition of their predecessor. You are not your father. You are not your mother. Like, we can't pick and choose everything we want to get from them. Like, the whole analyzing human behavior, I know I got that from my old man. The patience thing from my mother. Being able to, listen, with one sense, crippling me. I get that from both of them.
Essentially, you were better than them both.
Like, and you have, and not even to say that in a disrespectful way, but you got to have that kind of thing about you to where, like, are you going to be that racist prick that, your redneck father? I don't mean to be sus about anyone. I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying, like, are you going to be that kind of dude that's going to hard R to every black man you see because that's how you were taught? Like, I grew up in the church. And nowadays, when people ask me, I do not say I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I don't believe in religion. Because so many serial killers and murderers try to perverse religion. And the Bible says, let he without sin catch a stone first. And T.I. said, the sinner or the one who judged him, who was wrong first? So with that being said, the stories that you hear and shit, what's real, what's not? Like, I do this in the name of Allah. Bomb a whole building. Shoot up a bunch of elementary school students. That makes sense to you because Allah or God told you? Like, no, I believe that there is a God and we're walking in his image. Like, we were made from something else. I'm a spiritual person. And after my world's religion course, I looked into Judaism and Deism and so many of these other religious civilizations and stuff like that. But you get to pick and choose what you really want to believe in, and it'll follow to you. And I say that same thing with your parents. Like, if you want to be better, if you know you don't want to end up like your own man, work for it. You don't want to have those kind of issues that your mom had, work for it. Don't prove them wrong, prove yourself right, that you can do it. Like, I love my own man. My own man is not homophobic, but like I said, he grew up in a different time. I have no problem. I have a mentor who I will still look to and call up to this day asking for advice about something. And he engaged another man. That's your life. Do what you want to do. But the advice this person has given me has helped me in the long run. You can learn from anyone regardless of what they like or do. It just depends on the lesson that's being taught.
A person is a person, no matter how small.
If I cut you...
Is that from Whoville?
Yes. If I cut you, are you going to bleed?
Yeah.
If you cut me, am I going to bleed?
Yeah.
All right, then. So. I hope so. Yeah, but still, that's my entire point. Like, you get to pick and choose who you really want to be.
But when he was saying, like, he's tried to cry, but, like, it just won't come out, and he knows in the back of his head, like, his family seen him cry. It won't be, it's like if you're, like, in the position of, like, where you're a leader and you're trying to, like, set the example, it's going to be a harder road. Like, you're gonna have to push the cry and weakness or whatever.
Learn on your own.
But I was gonna say
a lot more learn by yourself when you're a leader, or when you get to be in that
if
leadership
you want
position.
to be a leader, it's gonna be harder.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a harder road. It's gonna be
there's gonna be time as a leader where you're like, damn, can I really bring these refugees to water? You may have times where you doubt yourself and you're gonna get frustrated.
You got to be strong. You gotta.
You still, and a lot of people fake it till they make it. A lot of people fake it till they make it. A lot of people fake it till they make it. And there'll be nights where they want to, like, cry themselves to sleep, but they can't. And I get that. I'm just not that guy. I commend those who can, pull that off. I know there are times where like recently I'll have some deaths in the family and it's just like either it won't hit me or it'll hit me hard as hell later and I still can't get a tear out. Like I cried for my Aunt Carol recently with my best friend on the phone because I got ready to call her for some advice and it broke my heart when I realized she wasn't gonna pick up. And I looked up to this lady since I was born. Like ever since I was a baby. So, like it hurt and sometimes you're just like, fuck. Especially when you're not allowed to grieve because so much is going on. But you have to make time. That's why I said you get to pick and choose who you really want to be. If you want to be a leader, if you want to be a feared leader and you want to show
you
don't want to show and you don't want to show that you're afraid of anything and on your deathbed like you're still fighting, yeah, sure, you may inspire some other people, but it all depends on what kind of leader you want to be. Like I said, still picking and choosing.
At the end of the day, it's also about how you present it, because you can be
Yeah.
like a total bitch, but still be looked at as Caesar.